Hey all, it's the Forest daughter, and today on a very humid and sticky summer day, I decided to work on some tags and journal cards. And I thought I'd show you what I was up to and how I decorated each one. This first one is an ammonite, fossil ammonite, and it's part of the Curiosity cabinet by Ink and Page Journals on Etsy. I love these colors. So I've doctored it up by adding a tab. If you look really closely, you can see it's got writing on it. Punched out a golden dot to kind of play with the center dot here, and added a little tag here on the side. On the back, it's kind of busy. It is a little pocket. This pulls out, and it is just some secret writing space. The next one is by Leanna Scrap, and I can't remember if this is the Golden Woods add-on, but she does some beautiful foresty things, and you might take a peek. What I've done on this one is I just stitched on some seed beads, tied them in the back, and then hid the back with some decorative strips of paper. So it's some writing room. I did a similar one. It's another from Leanna Scrap. I used a larger seed bead and some shimmery olives. And again, it's my tea-dye paper and then some decorative strips to cover the stitching on the back. This tall one is cut out of a digital page. Let's see if I can find the name of it. This is called Magical Forest Journal Pages by Forging Forth Digital. And to decorate it, I added a little tiny strip up here at the top and a strip here at the bottom. Those are both from the Pagan artwork kits, and I love those. Those are by Very Pear. It's called Sacred Pagan. I added some beads just on a loop of the polyester beading string and left the ends loose. And then I dotted the edges with a gold permanent marker just to add a closure because it seemed to float just a little too much in space. On the back side is just some pretty scrapbooking paper, and I fussy cut a little dragonfly to add on. So there's quite a bit of writing space on this. The seed beads are Miyuki, I believe, and this is a little check glass leaf. It's kind of fun to play with. Okay. Here is a fox. If you've watched my other videos, you know I use these images quite a bit by Fable Journal. They're small enough to be the covers for a booklet or to make a really good size writing card. On this one, I added some, I don't know what you call this yarn, where they crinkle it all up, and a tiny bee charm, a little strip of paper here, and on the back, this has got some of a manuscript. I love this. It's a guy here with deer legs. I don't know if you can see it here. Some of my own coffee dyed paper with splashes of instant coffee that dried kind of dark and shiny. The background is an end paper from a kit called Endpapers 2 by the Scrabologist on Etsy. And I made this to match this one, which I showed on a beading video with lots of beading, kind of a medieval countess, and that was the back. So I wanted them to work close enough together to be put on either side of a centerfold if I wanted to go that route. So that's why they look similar. Little Tiny Fairy is by Leanna Scrap. It was a tag card that I cut down. I wanted a card a little narrower. This is just stapled on some burlap with gold color in it. On the back is a digital from Bubblefly Digi. I love her faded forest. They're just patterned enough and soft in color enough that you can use them in so many things and in so many collages, especially those that are forest related. This is a little piece of another of the book End Pages by the Scrapologist. And what I've tucked in here is just a little piece of tea-dyed paper to write a little secret on. Okay. This was from another add-on kit by Leanna Scrap, and I love the look of books stacked in a forest. I doubled up some paper here at the top of the tag to give it visual interest. And I just used some paper. This, I believe, was from the Curiosity cabinet by Ink and Page Journals as the backing paper that came with that kit. And then I've just added a mushroom fussy cut and a little piece of gray paper. This is another Leanna Scrap, and I've added some braided ribbon to the top here, worked a little glue in the end so it wouldn't come unraveled. I'm not sure, I do not think this is polyester. I would have singed it with a match, so I've just glued it down, added a strip of paper to give it a more finished look. And then on the back, it's got a double pocket. Another of the end papers. On this one, it's just a little scrap of journaling, scrapbooking paper, a little place to write. And then this is just a folded piece of tea-dyed paper with quite a bit of writing space. I strengthened the corner here by adding a little piece of paper so that the ties don't pull through. And this last one is another from the Cabinet of Curiosities. It's a jar full of pebbles with a cork, and I love that there's little bits of blue worked in here, which I tried to pick up with the crinkly seam binding on this one. A little piece of one of the strips from the Sacred Pagan by Very Pear. Then on the back, this is another Very Pear. She does some enchanted looking forest, and if you look really closely, you can see they're endless scribbles. I love the richness and the detail on these. It's a little hard to tell here, but this is some pale blue in here that picks up the ribbon, and another of the Sacred Pagan strips that I've glued on just to add interest. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll keep working on this. It's good to see you guys.